Hello, and welcome to another edition of Central School Book Talks. I'm Mrs. Hewing, and I have 5 great books to talk to you about today. The best part is, after I talk about my 5 books, I have 5 special guests from 4th grade here at Central School to talk to you about some of their favorite books. So on to the books. The first book I want to talk to you about is part of a very exciting series by Joseph Moniger. This is book number 1 in the Stay Alive series. It's called Crash. Now, in this book, there is a group of teenagers that are the Junior Action News Team. They are traveling through the backwoods of Alaska, getting ready to report on survival. As they are traveling over Alaska in a small airplane, their pilot experiences some engine trouble, and he ends up crashing the plane. Unfortunately, the pilot dies in the collision. Most members of the flight crew are able to survive. It involves 9 teens and 2 adults. This book kind of reminds me of Hatchet in a way, where they are having to experience survival in Alaska. But the difference is there's a group of them, and they have to learn to work together. They have to figure out who's in charge. It's not necessarily the adults who know what to do. And they also have to figure out which boys and girls there they can trust. It's a very exciting book with lots of action. The next book I want to talk to you about is The Disappearing Card Trick by Vicki Berger Irwin. Now, in this book, Elizabeth is friends with a boy named Justin. Now, Elizabeth loves the baseball cards that she inherited that used to belong to her father. She finds out that one of her dad's baseball cards, Pete White, could be worth up to $1,000. She takes it in to get it appraised and valued and find out how much it would really cost. But somehow along the way, her card ends up missing. It's stolen. Her purse is stolen. Her purse suddenly returns mysteriously back on her front porch, but in looking at it, she finds out that the baseball card is a fake. Was her dad's card a fake the whole time, or did someone just switch it? Through this mystery, Elizabeth and Justin start sneaking around, and they find that there's someone making fake baseball cards in their town. They even get locked up because the thief does not want them to get away. The next book I have to talk to you is part of the Adam Joshua Caper series. Now, this book is called The Show and Tell War. In this book, Adam Joshua is starting back to school. His worst fear has come to light. He is in the same class as his enemy, Elliot Banks. Now, Elliot seems to get absolutely everything he wants. No matter what it is, his parents will buy it for him. Adam Joshua doesn't have all of the best toys or the best clothes. He just has what his parents can afford and what he likes to play with. Well, through this story, Adam has to get used to the start of the school year again. And in bringing things into school for show and tell, he has to see if his things are as good as Elliot Banks's. The next book I want to talk to you is part of the Children of the Red King series. This book is called Midnight for Charlie Bone by Jenny Nemo. Now, this book kind of reminds me of a Harry Potter book. It's very fantasy-based. In this story, we find out that Charlie Bone actually has been born with an endowment. What that means is he's been born with a magical power. He has the ability and the power to look at a photograph, look at a painting, look at a picture, and hear what the people inside of that photograph are saying and thinking. He knows exactly what's happening when that photograph takes place. Because of this power, Charlie gets to go to a school in his town called Bloor Academy. Bloor Academy is a school that has normal children as well as other children who are endowed. The thing with Charlie is his life is not always the greatest. He lives with his mom and his grandma Maisie in their house, but the problem is their house is actually owned by his Grandma Bone. Grandma Bone is a horrible, nasty woman who does not like Charlie, his mother, or anyone else. She's evil, and she's always finding new ways to torture Charlie and to make his life horrible. Grandma Bone is very excited to find out that Charlie is endowed and wants to use these powers to benefit herself in some way. Now, when Charlie goes to Bloor Academy, he finds out about a mysterious girl who's been kidnapped, and she's been stolen away from her family, and she's being kept at Bloor Academy. Charlie decides it's up to him and his new friends at Bloor Academy. Some of them are good, some of them aren't so good, to try and save this poor girl and help her be reunited with her true family. The last book I have to talk to you about is Ashley's Hope. This is part of the Thoroughbred series created by Joanna Campbell. Now, in this story, Ashley wants nothing more than to be a thoroughbred jockey. She wants to race racehorses. She is so excited when she finds out that her parents have signed Ashley and her sister Carolyn up for riding lessons at a nearby riding school. She can't wait to take care of the horses there. Unfortunately, some of the girls at the riding school don't think Ashley or Carolyn should be there because they don't have the money to own their own fancy horses. But Ashley has the interest and the love of horses. Ashley loves to ride, and she turns out to be a talented natural rider. She doesn't need many lessons. She just seems to know what to do. The girls at the school become very jealous and decide that they're going to do whatever it takes to stop Ashley and Carolyn from coming to their school. Throughout the book, you're going to find out about a problem that happens to Caroline when she gets thrown from her horse, and whether or not Caroline will ever get back on a horse and ride, and whether or not Ashley's dream of becoming a racehorse jockey and racing thoroughbreds will ever come true. Now I have some special books for you to hear about from our fourth graders.
Hi there, I'm here to talk to you about the book, The Copper Gauntlet. I really like this book because it is fun and exciting. In this book, you start out with the character Call. His dad seems like a normal person, but he's not really. He's a mage who gets drafted for the magisterium. And, oopsie, his dad accidentally steals the acolyte. Call has to make sure his dad doesn't get convicted of the crime. You should read this book because it's exciting, and it's by Holly Black, and the reading level is 5.2. It's 13 AR points.
Hello there. I'm here to show you the book Animorphs, Book 12, The Reaction. We are in Rachel's view this time, and it turns out she is allergic to crocodile DNA, and she acquires a crocodile. So you see, she's morphing out of control, like randomly morphing. And it turns out that Axe, the Andalite that they met, learned about this in school. Yes, Andalites have school, in case you didn't know. And it turns out that she actually morphs whenever she has emotional outbursts. And you see, she has to control emotions for long enough for her to, Axe, the Andalite, he kind of called it burping DNA. I don't know why, because Andalites don't have mouths, but never mind. But let's just cut to the chase. A lot of action, morphing out of control with Rachel because of emotional outbursts, and she is allergic to crocodile DNA.
This is a book chat about a book called A Drowned Maiden Pair. The author is Laura Amy Swift. The reading level is 4.7 and 11 points. The type of book is a melodrama. This book is about a girl named Maud who is in an orphanage for about 6 years of her life. Then she gets adopted by these 3 older women who are frauds, but you will have to read the book to find out what they did to become such frauds. It's kind of scary-ish with a lot of twists and a lot of turns.
Hi, today I'm going to be showing you The Wizard of Oz. The author is L. Frank Baum. The reading level is 5.1. The genre is fantasy. Dorothy is a farm girl. One day she got hit by a cyclone. She got taken away to the land of Oz. She meets 3 friends, a man made out of tin, a scarecrow, and a lion scared of his own shadow. Will Dorothy and her friends' wishes be granted? Why should you read this book? It is funny and exciting.
Okay. Hi, this is Double Fudge. The author is J. Bloom. It is 5 points, and the reading level 3.6. Fudge. You need to find this out, but Fudge is obsessed with money, and you don't want to see what happens after. It's funny. So it's exciting because Fudge gets a bird, but his long-lost baby cousin lets it out of the cage. It makes a mess everywhere, but Fudge doesn't get in trouble, and you'll need to find out what happens.